Brooke Hennon, VP of Customer Success at Relo Metrics.
Jim McCoy, Associate Vice President, Sports Marketing at Nationwide.
Awesome. Well, Jim, you've been in this space for a while. We'd love to learn a little bit about your background and how you got into the industry.
Yeah, this is almost 26 years in the sports industry. Went to grad school at Ohio State in sports management, worked for the University of Virginia Athletics in that management, worked for the Columbus Blue Jackets for the first few years of their franchise, and then went on to the brand side with Newell Rubbermaid for a few years, and then amazingly the last 19 at Nationwide, with the last 10 or so leading the sports marketing group at Nationwide.
That's incredible. 19 years, yes.
Great company, and love the job and love the impact that we're able to make, which has kept me there.
And tell us a little bit about the portfolio. It sounds like it's changed over the past 19 years pretty drastically, and where your new and emerging investments stand.
Yeah, like many companies, our strategies change, markets change, interests change, leaders have all affected what's been in our portfolio. We started with one golf sponsorship. We've stayed in golf pretty consistently in a variety of different ways, but over the years have added Ohio State Athletics, the Columbus Blue Jackets. We've added NASCAR, spent a long time in some pretty large positions as entitlement sponsors, and then Cup Series relationships with Dale Earnhardt Jr., and then evolved into the NFL and what we've been able to do the last 10 years, which is pretty amazing. As a league partner in the Walter Payton Man of the Year, added the National Women's Soccer League, Minor League Baseball, or a couple other national properties, and then do a lot in the markets that we live and work in Des Moines, Iowa, and Columbus, Ohio, and Scottsdale, Arizona. Have a lot of local sponsorships that we support the communities with as well.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about the Walter Payton Man of the Year, how that came to be, and how it's changing and evolving.
Yeah, Walter Payton Man of the Year Awards honors players for what they do on the field, but more importantly, what they do off the field. And it was renamed after Walter in 1999. Nationwide went to the NFL in 2014 and proposed the idea of us putting our name on the award. We got with the Payton family, Connie and Jared and Brittany, and who are amazing people, and got them comfortable with our vision, and the league was really on board, and over the last 10 years have really elevated that to what it should be, and which is the most important award in the NFL gives out every single year. And we activated it heavily. Each of the teams has a nominee, so there's 32 different players each season that will be that team's Walter Payton Man of the Year, and it's narrowed down, and all 30 come to Super Bowl. 2 are playing in the game, but we celebrate them through a number of different activities throughout the week. Community Day at a Boys and Girls Club. We have a brunch-in with the Payton family. We bring them to honors. We bring them to the game, and the award will be given out tonight on Thursday night of honors, and really a special opportunity for Nationwide to be associated with the best of the NFL, and really fits great with our values as a company, and really make an impact in the community.
Yeah, and those who really make an impact can help impact the brand as well. So that's an incredible opportunity.
Yeah, each season we have 32 new brand ambassadors that we get to work with, and it's a great filter to make sure these guys are the ones that we want to work with, that again align with our brand. But then we can help tell their story and get their message and their impact out in a bigger way that hopefully allows them to do bigger and better things the next season.
And ultimately, maybe in when they're done with their career, right? So a lot of people talk about, what do you do after the NFL career?
Yes.
So that's another component of it, certainly.
Yeah, and we've actually explored opportunities, internships, externships with players. We've done a lot on the NWSL side to bring opportunities to these women who are great athletes but haven't really put any focus on what their next step in their career is, get them exposure to a Fortune 100 company like Nationwide, and maybe narrow some things off the list or where they want to do post-playing career. And I've talked about doing that on the NFL side too.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the NWSL and what you're doing there.
Yeah, it's a great relationship. This we just renewed our for a 4-year extension. We got involved 3 years ago, so early. It's the league's only, I think, in their 12th year, so it's relatively new and seen remarkable growth in the last 4 years that we've been involved. And we love the partnership. It connects us with a great, passionate audience, the women's sports consumer, and these athletes that we get to work with that haven't had always the attention and kind of the resources that they need. That we're a part with the league and other partners to help elevate all aspects of the league, whether that's their championship weekend, whether that's the benefits that Nationwide's able to provide the players and the league employees, or just the support of the team partnerships that we have. It's grown from 10 teams when we started. They're I think have announced 15.
Yep.
Their 15th team. There will be a 16th team, I think, in the 2025 season. So it's exciting to see all the change. They had a huge media partnership announcement a few weeks ago, and to see what Scripps Ion, ESPN, CBS, and Amazon are all going to do to distribute the product, which we think is great. We'll get it in the hands of even more sports fans and hopefully see even greater growth through the league.
Yeah, see more audiences.
That's right.
Certainly grow. And tell us a little bit about how you measure all of these partnerships, sponsorships, collaborations.
Yeah, it's an important piece of what we do. We take the investment that we have in marketing very seriously and want to make sure we're making the best use of those dollars, and even within sponsorship in our portfolio. So it's a lot of art and as much science and data and analytics that we can put behind each of the tactics that we have. There has to be general belief, and we do have an incredible CMO that believes in sponsorships, and but with that belief comes we've got to deliver results and benefit back to the business that are making that investment. So it starts top of the funnel with awareness, consideration, familiarity, all the key measures that you're trying to track in brand health studies to see how we're doing against general market, and we better be outperforming general market, otherwise we'd put all the money there and invest on that front. There's all the earned exposure and all the tactics that we're trying to improve every year to get Nationwide out there in more visible and more unique ways every season. So those earned impressions, the PR impressions, the social digital performance of the content that we're putting out there with the consumer, how are we doing there? There's some hard business measures that we have on what type of lift that we see from those that we're entertaining and spending time with at these big events like the Super Bowl, like the draft, like the Memorial Golf Tournament, both on the insurance and financial services side. And then there's immediate business that we do, whether it's the 401k plan that we have with the Kansas City Chiefs, or commercial products, or pet insurance that is with employee benefits across multiple partners. All that you craft the story that hopefully shows that you're seeing a positive return, and there are some that haven't, and we'll get out of those deals and explore new opportunities to hit different audiences that matter for us. Yeah,
and I think that you mentioned a little bit about recalibration. Like, tell us how do you decide to recalibrate, and when do you make those decisions as well?
Yeah, I would like to say it's real time, but the reality is a lot of the data, there's lags. So I mean, as we go through a season, we'll sit down and recap and spend time with our partner, look at our current deal structure, what assets worked well for us, what didn't. And the good news, most partners, they for retention reasons, they want to have a living and breathing agreement, and are open to trying new things and adjusting deal points to make it work better for Nationwide. Some of that's driven by decisions we're making. It could be a market that we no longer want to be in and need to pivot to a different area, or it's a product or a category that we've gone more to financial services and added more of those into our deals moving forward to give us flexibility to be able to talk about those products and services through these big sponsorships.
Yeah, and sponsorship can be a national play as well as a regional play. That's a huge part of it. And depending upon the partner that you're working with, you're going to get different angles and aspects. So tell us a little bit about who has inspired you, and who would you consider a game changer in this space?
A lot of mentors, a lot of great people that have given me, positive impact back from, internships back in the day. But I'd say somebody that I really look up to that, started at a very, impressionable time in my, I guess, sponsorship marketing career was a woman by the name of Sarah Hirschland. She was with On Sport at the time, which is now Wasserman, which is our agency of record. She went on to the USGA and now, is the CEO of the U.S. Olympic Committee or Olympic teams, and just a, couple years younger than me actually, and just has done amazing things. But just always appreciated her approach to stressful, challenging situations, stayed cool under pressure, and just a really great role model on that front. Always, was there to work through, tough situations and guide me, when I needed that. So it's always good to have. I heard it yesterday, that your board of directors that you can tap into that have different experiences and backgrounds and others to help you as you're making decisions, especially big decisions. And she's definitely been somebody along the way.
Important to have a good lifeline.
Yeah,
a good
no
call.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, we're at the Super Bowl, so advertising is huge here, right? Do you guys have big advertisements? And then I guess my second question would be, what other brand are you interested in seeing what they do? We've been in the game in previous years, but we aren't this year. We focused all of our efforts around honors, and so we're in that broadcast in a big way, both in the event, but also spots and features around that. So we've pivoted around that a little bit. I think future draft will have a big presence in others, but it's obviously an expensive price point, and we've decided to invest our dollars into activation and promotion of the Walter Payton Man of the Year and some of the player partnerships and things that we have around it. From a brand, I'm interested to see. I know Bud Light is kind of back in it in a big way and using some player talent, so I'll be interested to see how their spots do in the Super Bowl. The gambling category is interesting, just to follow what DraftKings and Fanatics and others are doing in that space, which is ever changing and pretty fascinating how that's continuing to explode. 100%. I'm interested in Mondelez now, the Oreos. Last question is, who's your pick for the Super Bowl win? I should pick the Chiefs as they're our best partner and biggest partner, but I think I'm got to go with the 49ers. I think their defense, McCaffrey. I mean, they've Brock Purdy, our CEO's Iowa State grad, so he likes likes Brock and what he's been able to do. So I think I'll be rooting for the 49ers. I think they'll probably pull it out in a close game, but it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that guy's amazing. So I mean, he's a machine, right? But I'm a Niner fan, so I like that, though. Go Debo. Amazing. Well, thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Enjoy the week.
Yes, it's always a great one.